talk about the Green Light Project with Chris Stedman. Thanks so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
What is the Green Light Project? You said it's 2 or 3 years in the making. It's in New Haven.
That's
Tell me about it. What's your elevator pitch?
Sure. So our goal is to put a non-religious sculpture on the New Haven Green alongside the religious symbols that go up each winter. So the menorah, the nativity scene, the holiday tree. The whole idea came from my first winter in New Haven. I was walking through the New Haven Green, which I love. To me, the New Haven Green is the heart of New Haven.
So
both
historic.
Literally and metaphorically, right? It's a place where people gather, where these amazing events happen, the International Festival of Arts and Ideas, concerts in the summer. It's this amazing place.
And while you're talking, let's put up the picture of this sculpture that's going to go up.
Yeah, so I was
ahead.
walking through the green and I was admiring the beauty and the light that these religious symbols bring to this dark and cold season, and it made me think that there was an opportunity for there to be something non-religious, something inclusive that everyone could connect with, that celebrated our community, that celebrated our shared humanity. And so we started a number of conversations. We met with amazing partners in the community, from site projects to the Under 91 project to the Arts Council, just to find out about the landscape in New Haven for the arts and for this kind of a project. We met with the Parks Department, and after all these conversations, we decided we wanted to do this. We wanted to put something on the green that during this cold and dark season would create light and warmth and give people a chance during a time of year when people get isolated and disconnected to connect with each other.
So we're looking at this right now. It's an obelisk that is 15 feet high.
Or so, yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
And tell me, the more people that come around it, what happens to the sculpture?
So this is my favorite thing about this project. So when it's on its own, it will glow a sort of cool blue color that will be really beautiful, I think. And even from far away, it will look really, really nice. But our hope is that people will notice this and will gather around it. And the amazing thing about this sculpture is that as people gather around it, the color grows warmer. So it goes from a cooler blue to a much warmer color. And if enough people gather around it, it will actually begin to pulse like a heartbeat. And the whole idea behind this is that, again, during this season of the year that can be so challenging. I mean, now we're in spring, our memory is so short, we're already forgetting how challenging winter can be. But it's a time of year that's hard. It's a time of year where we're at the mercy of the elements. And so it's a time of year, I think, when we often kind of get disconnected or isolated. And this sculpture will remind us that we have the ability to come together even during this difficult season, to connect with each other, to create beauty, to create light, to create warmth, and that this is something that everyone can connect with in the community.
So this will be movable. This will be up with the menorah, with the Christmas tree. You picked out a designer of this. Tell me about the designer.
Yeah, so we put out a call for artists. We got a number of really amazing proposals. It was actually incredibly difficult. We had numerous interviews and conversations, and in the end, we picked Ted Salmon, who's an artist who lives in East Haven. He's very involved in the arts community, both in East Haven and in Greater New Haven, and he came up with this really brilliant concept for this sculpture that will have narrative images representing our community. There are 9 sides representing the 9 different squares in New Haven. And it's
so much symbolism has gone into
this. I mean, he's put so much thought into it. There's also going to be text on it that will represent what community is all about and that will contain words of wisdom. And inside the sculpture, there's actually going to be a time capsule.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Now, New Haven is 378 years old.
Yes.
You're going to put a time capsule in this that will be opened when New Haven is 500 years old.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I won't be there to witness this.
I won't be there either.
But we're really excited about this. We're partnering with the New Haven Museum. So there's going to be a time capsule inside. People who contribute their words of wisdom or well wishes for the future can put those inside the time capsule. Those messages will also be stored digitally at the New Haven Museum. And on the 500th anniversary, this will be open. This is not the first time capsule that will have gone on the green, as you know.
Right.
But when it's opened, these words will be turned into another work of art, to a mural or something like that, where everyone's messages for the future can be displayed for the community of the future. So this is a way to not only create community in the here and now, but actually to connect our community across time.
So the city has signed off on this?
Well, so we're still in conversation with the city, but they've been a really helpful partner for us as we've been navigating, because there's so many things for me. I've never done a sort of large-scale public art installation like this before, so they've been really, really helpful as we've been having these conversations with them. We still have more meetings, but so far the conversations have been really productive.
And you're raising money, and you think it's going to cost about $120,000
That's right.
altogether?
Yep. So right now we're doing running a community crowdfunding campaign. We're seeking to raise about $40,000. That will just cover the sort of basic materials for the sculpture itself. And our goal in doing this crowdfunding campaign is that we want this sculpture to be not only for the community, but by the community, right? We want this to be something that people will feel invested in, they'll feel connected with. And so the crowdfunding campaign offers a number of ways that people can support the project, and anyone who donates will get different levels of rewards. So we have some different things that we're really excited about. If you contribute, you can put a message in the time capsule, although we're also opening that up in other ways, so there's no financial barrier to participate in the time capsule. But we have pins that were designed by a local artist.
Yes, let's show this pin if we
so
can show
I'm
it.
wearing one, and
You're
there's one
wearing
over here.
And it's a symbol, and can you describe that to me?
Yeah, so this is a take on the Greenlight Project logo that was actually designed by a local artist, and it's supposed to be evocative of an aerial view of the New Haven green, just sort of representative of the green itself. And this is one thing that at almost every level, if you donate to the campaign, you can get this lapel pin, and there are many, many other prizes that we're really excited about, so we encourage folks to go check it out.
So this is supposed to be from the top.
That's right, yeah.
And we're looking down at the sculpture.
At the green, yes.
At the green.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Now, your background, you're from Minnesota.
That's right.
You've adopted.
Can you hear it in my voice?
No, I really can't, because
so
I grew up in Indiana.
Oh, you did?
I can't hear it.
So when I talk to my family back home, their accents are much thicker. They're like, somehow you've escaped this.
You adopted New Haven as your own?
Yeah, I love New Haven, actually. It's been really amazing. I'm still pretty new to the community. I've only been here a few years, but I just adore it. I previously lived in Minneapolis, in Chicago, in Boston, where I was working at Harvard. But there's something about New Haven that's just really special to me, that's really different. It's got everything that I love about living in a big city. I've always lived in big cities and always loved that. But it also has this community feel that is so different from what I've experienced in big cities. You really get to know your neighbors a lot more. I live in New Haven. I love living in New Haven. I live in Worcester Square, so not far from here. And it just feels like a place where people genuinely take the time to get to know each other, to connect with each other, and that is what has made me fall in love with New Haven. And I hope that that spirit will be present in this sculpture, that it will be a celebration of the community. That's what this is all about for us.
Your day job is what?
So I'm the director of the Yale Humanist community.
Describe what that is.
Yeah, so we're a program that serves not just Yale, but actually Greater New Haven. And our whole mission is to build community and offer support and resources to people who are not religious. So we have community gatherings on Sundays twice a month where we have speakers and where people can connect with each other, and there's coffee and all that stuff.
Where do you do that? At the Grove?
That's at the Grove, yep.
Okay.
That's where our offices are too. And then we have programs specifically for students. We bring speakers. I offer existential counseling for folks. And really, our whole mission is to offer all the benefits that come from being a part of a religious community, but for people who aren't religious. Because this is a growing population. It's now about 24% of the American population says they're not religious. And
why do you think that is?
1/3 of people under the age of 30. So I think that there are a lot of reasons why that is. For me, I wasn't raised religious. And for others, I think, that's just what they believe. But our passionate belief at the Yale Humanist community is that everyone deserves to have access to support in times of need, to a caring community, to a space where they can reflect. This is something that is a universal human need. We all have these big questions in life. We all have a desire to connect with others. We all need support in times of crisis and a place to celebrate and to mark big life occasions. And for people who aren't religious, that can be hard to find. And I think we feel pretty strongly that that's something non-religious people should have access to. And we also think it makes the community stronger when everyone has a space where they can feel at home. We have really amazing partnerships with a number of religious communities in New Haven. In fact, if you go on our crowdfunding page and watch the video for the campaign, you'll see a number of local religious leaders in the video talking about why they support this project and why they support our community. That's important to us to have those partnerships, because we think that everyone, whether you're religious or not, should have a community to call home.
Let's show the lighthouse one more time as we wrap things up. Now, this will go up in what year, do you think?
So our hope is this will go up this year. That's our plan right now. We're planning on an unveiling in November. We're really doing everything we can to make this happen. Of course, so much of it depends on our ability to meet our funding objectives. And so, if this is something that you would love to see on the green, if this is something that would excite you, that would help you feel connected to the community and celebrate the community, we really hope that you'll check out our crowdfunding page and consider supporting the project. We really can't do it without support from all across the community.
Well, Chris, thanks so much for coming on. It's a beautiful piece of art,
Thank
and
you.
I hope to see it on the green.
Thank you so
Thanks so
much.
much.
Thanks for having me.
When one listen, who's this girl? Spend all night kissing and the bump is right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked to find my solution and find the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Need to keep going to the grocery store, but mine just to save time. I'll skip right ahead to the last ride. The harder we look, the less we can see. Don't you know, you know that you need me.